And we are back on the Sleepless Pod.
We are back, baby.
Yes, sir.
After a bit of a hiatus there, a
Yes,
summer
sir.
break.
Yeah. Well, it's the summer, everyone's busy, even us doing other
Yeah,
things. So, um, I know we've both been like traveling out of the country a little bit. Or no, sorry, I was out of the country. You were at a music festival.
that's true.
Um, Base Coast. How was that?
Oh yeah, well, we haven't spoken about it since then. Yeah,
That's
no.
right. Yeah,
Maybe if I can get a clip of this, we'll get it out. The base coast, if I could describe it in one word, is care. A lot of care goes
care.
into yeah. Just you get a vibe of just every detail is thought out. Every you feel very welcomed. It's got a really good kind of like vibe to it. Like you never feel like, oh god, this is a bit much. A friend of so you and I both know Paulie, his girlfriend. It was her first time, and she hadn't gone to much dance music festivals, maybe like a day thing or whatever. And I asked her in the car right home. I was like, honestly, what did you think? And she was like, well, first couple of hours, I thought, what have I got myself into? But she was like, after a while, it was just like I've never, experienced something like that. And yeah, she just really, really enjoyed it. So yeah,
That's good.
it's
Any highlights? Low moments?
well, they're so Matt the Alien. I don't know who his singer was. I can't remember his name, but they did like kind of live rapping over like rhyme rap over his set. It was pretty
Uh-huh.
cool. Um, then of course the librarian had two phenomenal sets actually. She does the main stage and the cantina. Yeah, and then even then, because it's all, well, not all, but like a lot of the artists I wouldn't necessarily know, but so you just go and find the music that you jam to. And like even like on they have a sleigh bay as they call it, but this year they put a an awning over the top of the trees. So because it was so hot out, you could still get in on the shade and still get a buggy in. So
Oh, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like everything is just like they have live dancers, they have interactive art, they have like the music, how they like they plan it from like morning to night. There's a build up throughout the day, and yeah, just it was funny. I must post the photos. There's lots of sleepless. There was a lot of sleepless kind of signs around. So maybe that's a
Nice.
sign of future to come. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll get them. Check out our socials. Maybe they'll be up there soon.
Yeah,
Well, that's
hopefully.
good. Yeah. Any? I know you always. You think the world of basic. Is there anything it could improve on? You think like this year?
Oh,
Is there
that's a
anything?
great question. I as much as I enjoyed some of the sets. I found at times it was very hard to find a groove. And like I bumped into a lot of people who were at times wandering, trying to find like the set for them.
Yeah.
So I decided that actually wasn't helpful because you basically end up walking 20 minutes to a set, and then if you don't spend enough time, you're not giving enough chance, and then you
Right.
might miss like the so I don't know. Like I don't know if that's whether it's something they can improve on or what, but I definitely think you just gotta stay for the whole set. Was really this year that I felt was different than last year. You really just gotta commit to like that whole set to really get it. It
Right.
wasn't just like jumping in for 20 minutes kind of a thing. Um, Maybe the other thing, I think they could probably do it one more stage. And they
Okay.
have three. Um, I know there was a guy doing like they have a river that goes through the festival, so you can swim in the river during the day. And there was a guy who kind of had his camper van and set up some decks, but like honestly, they could throw a daytime thing somewhere around there as well if they wanted to.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Oh, because are all the stages only really
yeah,
open during the evening?
yeah. So the stages open at around 12, 11.
Okay.
Music starts, and then yeah, so then they have three stages from there, and it kind of gets going and kind of stops around 6 a.m.
Yeah, they need a sleepless stage, sleepless floor.
How was San Fran?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good trip. Lovely part of the world down there, California. Was in sort of like rural northern California. Very nice. Was at a wedding, mutual friend of ours, and yeah, it was lovely, lovely, lovely trip. And oh, I don't think I actually told you this, but then we ended up going to Portugal then after from there.
No way.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Visit the fam jam out there. They were all down there. So yeah, we popped out there from. There was a hell of a long flight. Um,
Was it direct?
yeah, direct. Yeah, well to Lisbon, and then we had to make our way down to the
Lagos.
Algarve. Yeah, so that was about 11 hours.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
long flight.
long flight, but it was worth it. It's nice, pretty chill out there, pretty relaxing. So, um, yeah, no, much needed holiday. It was great. Yeah,
Yeah, nice. Get we've got a busy time coming up now in August.
this is it. Yeah, August is going to be a very busy month for us. Lots of exciting things happening. Yeah, lots of things we're excited about. I'm sure the community will be excited about too. There's lots to come. I don't know which one we should start with. That's in
Uh,
here.
well, maybe just reiterating that we've got free Red Bull now, thanks to Red Bull
Oh,
Canada.
that's true. Yeah, shout out Red Bull Canada. We do. We currently have a nice big Red Bull fridge in the studio. You might have seen it already around the kitchen area opposite. Oh, shout out RJ as well for finishing his mural, which is beautiful. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should go to the studio and check it out. It's amazing. But yeah, the fridge is sort of in the kitchen area opposite that mural, and yeah, it's great. Yeah, special thanks to Red Bull Canada for supplying us with fuel to keep all creatives in Sleepless, going as long as they want to,
Um,
So,
so yeah, RJ actually finished his, and for those who are just tuning in, RJ actually did a podcast with us. He's a local Toronto artist, so he very kindly did a mural for us. So, what are your kind of? I have one favorite thing about the mural. What's your takeaway from it?
oh, yeah, I like the general flow, and I think you went with a interesting color palette as well. I think it's like it stands out quite well, and then I love the way you'll see it, Robin, from one of the windows from the street opposite our building. You can actually see a bit of it,
Oh wow!
which is really cool. So, yeah, walking by and you pop your head up and you're like, oh, that looks cool. So, yeah, no, it's nice. I think yeah, there's lots of things I like about it, but those are a couple of things that stand out for
The
me.
For me, the fox in it, I love.
Mm,
I thought that was really good because obviously foxes around the city and they're very much a night
right,
creature. I
right.
was thinking, oh, maybe that's a potential mascot animal for Sleepless.
Oh, potentially, potentially.
Yeah.
Watch out, sleepless foxes.
uh,
um,
so what's next? Yeah, I mean, and then as well, you made some upgrades, and we'll continue to make some upgrades to the photography studio.
that's correct. Yes. So we made some updates to photography studio. At the minute, it was yeah we added some more backgrounds, some more seamless paper backgrounds. At the minute, we have two colors available, black and a grey color in those, but hoping to add like a wider selection of those as well, and then you can like take some down and put new ones in and stuff like that, so it's a lot more versatile for whatever your needs are there. We then also added some more lighting there as well, so you can add some color lighting or make things pop a little bit more. So yeah, and then that's what we've done so far, and then over August we might do one or two more bits to that room
Yeah.
as well. So
I,
exciting for
Yeah, it is.
photography.
It definitely is, and I mean the. I think what even without those upgrades, we got some very cool shots with the Fashion Forward event. I
Yeah,
mean, people have probably seen them now filtered throughout the social media landscape. There were some really cool shots taken in the studio, and it really just shows the versatility that people can use with it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think yeah these improvements make it a lot you know, you got a lot more options now for what you can do in the space, and you hopefully it better suits to a more wider range of photographers at any level. Um, Hopefully we've got something you can use there at an affordable rate.
Of course, and
Yeah.
24 hours.
And 24/7, yeah. True sleepless fashion. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, speaking of that as well, you might also see us on a couple other websites now as well. We've trying to reach out a bit more. For example, Peerspace. We now have a couple of studios up on Peerspace. So if you guys, yeah, if you see us there, yeah, make sure to share it around. Or if you originally found us on one of them, it will actually, if for next time when you come back, it'll be actually cheaper for you to book directly with us. So just keep that in mind if you originally found us through one of those additional sites we're now listed on.
Yep. So that's great. And then I suppose the next big thing that's coming for us is the open house, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got the open house coming now at the end of this month. It will be August 24th, right, Robin?
Yeah, August 24th from I think 3 p.m. to 8 or
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
And but yeah, it's going to be, you know, we're inviting as many people as we can, you know, community members, partners, and even anyone else who wants to come down. We'll be handing out some flyers and stuff, and really it's just we're going to have the place open, you know, free studio times. We'll be doing live streams. We'll be there on the podcast so people can jump on as well. You know, ultimately it's for the community to use for that day, and hopefully people get a lot out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it would be a great showcase for anyone that's sort of, you know, seen us online or socials, thought that's interesting, uh, and now this gives you a chance to swing by and, you know, see what it's like in person and get a feel for everything. We'll both be there as well, so if you have any questions, you know, we can walk you through things, or you know, give you the whole sleepless spiel. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to meeting loads of people in the community we haven't met already, and, you know, just sharing, opening our doors to the wider community to really share sleepless
Yeah,
experience.
and I think we'll be launching some live streams as well, so that's something
Mm.
coming down the pipeline. You know, the key is really supporting, you know, local artists to be able to, you know, do those live streams and, you know, hopefully get their brand not only just out to Toronto, but, you know, further afield as well. Because, you know, we've seen, like, I mean, there's been so much success. I think I don't know if you saw that post that Meg put up that said locals only or something like this on Instagram. But basically, if you think about all the great work the community has done, which, you know, I think they're taking a bit of a summer break, but, you know, some of the acts that have gone on from that have, you know, started playing in Montreal, have started a regular nights themselves, you know, are becoming a real key to Toronto's scene as well. So hopefully, you know, with our live streams, we can support the same across other genres as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think, yeah, definitely lots more to come in that regard. So keep an eye out for streams we're partnering with and such.
Have you been listening to Andy Farrell a lot on Irish Rugby? Because he always goes in that regard.
I have not, believe it or not. Yeah,
Speaking of which, the Olympics actually is on as well.
that's true. Geez, there was some show that
Oh, it was
opening
like a full
ceremony.
day. The
Yeah,
ceremony was a full day. Apparently, it was like one of the most tuned in ceremonies ever or something.
yeah. Well, it went on for like 4 hours. I remember, Andrew, we had it on the background. Started here. We went out for dinner. It came back, and it was like still on.
Wow.
Crazy, but it was some spectacle.
It was some
And
spectacle.
big shout out to Celine Dion, making a huge comeback performance there. Phenomenal. I don't know. Did you have you seen her new documentary?
No, I haven't.
Crazy. You should watch it.
Okay.
Especially the ending. Especially when you see the ending and then you see her actually performing there.
Oh, it
For
builds
the
up to the Olympics in that
no,
documentary?
no,
Oh,
no. But the at the end, something happens at the end,
okay.
and you're like, "Fuck!" And then you
Okay.
see her actually up there, and you're like, "Whoa, that's fucking impressive." Um, so yeah, big shout out there, and obviously Canadian as well.
Yeah.
So
Lady
shout out.
Gaga as well made an appearance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there's some people talking about that. I don't know why, but yeah, she was
The, I
great.
I think there's a lot of hate because there's that whole Last Supper vibe thing going on, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
whichever. Yeah,
yeah,
um,
it
yeah,
was still a show. That's the main thing. And I think if people start looking too much into it from beyond what it was, you could do that with everything.
yeah. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, yeah.
And then speaking on the music scene, just before the podcast, you pulled up Post Malone's new song. What's your take on his country? Because now Beyonce did a country album. Now Posty. What's your views?
Well, I mean, I'm all for it. Like, I don't see why artists have to be stuck to one particular genre. Especially if they're into like multiple different things and they're like writing music in multiple different styles. I'm all for it. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. You know. So
So it's funny, right? Do you think that singing artists can do that, right? So maybe Post Malone's doing it, Beyonce's done it. In some ways, Drake's done it with different albums, but you'd never like you see DJs do it, but I feel like it's not like they may. It's not they're not constantly changing. Like if you look at like Scream, at one point he was a dubstep, then he was techno or whatever, like, and then they stay in that genre for a while. But you don't see many DJs actually. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, but what do you think?
yeah, well, I think it depends. I think nowadays you might get a little more like genre mashups in some DJ sets. I'm noticing with some DJs, but yeah, you're right. For the most part, it's mostly just like a set of one particular style or genre. But yeah, I think with some of these like newer up and coming styles, I'm seeing like a bit like, especially with some of the heads in like the hard groove scene and stuff. I'm seeing like a good mix, like in their sets, them doing like obviously a good chunk of hard groove stuff. They even throwing in some trancey elements. Um, yeah, maybe some hypnotic raw techno-y stuff as well. So yeah, I think there are some DJs nowadays that are trying to mix it up.
Break the mold.
Yeah, a little bit, and I think from the listener's point of view, like I think it's nice to have that sort of you know unexpected change, or keeps you interested, keeps you on the dance floor, and then it might show another element of DJing skill as well if you're blending particular genres and stuff like that. But yeah, back to the singers crossing over different genres. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm all for it. Why not? I know another person who did a like genre crossover for a bit was MGK, and because he would have first been known for all his like rapper stuff, and then he did this like punky album, which was actually very good. I loved it. Mostly produced by Travis Barker, which was great. And now I think they released an album, or was it just one rap song again? So he's kind of going back into that. So I don't
Well,
know. I'm all for it. Like if you're into those different styles and like you're comfortable making music in all those styles, like why not? If people don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. That's up to you.
so as a label owner, right?
Mm,
You've got a very specific kind of label brand at the moment, like,
yeah.
and I know you kind of break it out into each different styles, like the names. So, what are your like when you're like? Is that something now you're looking for, in terms of an artist, or are you trying to somebody to meet the mold of kind of how you've broken it out?
Yeah, yeah. So that was one of like when I was coming up with like concepts for my label on Eris Records. I knew I wanted it to be like a techno focused label, but I didn't want to go into dive deeper in or just be constricted to one particular niche within techno. So I knew I liked harder industrial elements. I liked hypnotic raw elements, some hard groovy elements, and I wanted to have almost sub labels or release series within the umbrella of the label, which I think gives a nice spectrum of different elements within the techno genre, and there's a little something there for everyone. And then if you're like me and you happen to like all these sort of different niches within techno, then there's a wide array of all that for you there. And then in terms of finding artists then for each of those sort of like sub releases, then it makes it a lot more interesting for me. I'm getting like demos from people that make all sorts of different tunes, not just like I'm not just stuck listening to one particular niche the whole time, which can get a little repetitive. I don't know, for me, I like listening to all sorts of different styles and genres and everything, so I like that. And really enjoy it at the minute. Making a little bit of a comeback with the label now as well, so working on some exciting things as well. And also, if anyone's listening and you make tunes, we're taking submissions for our next various artists compilation. So submission deadline is end of August. So
and what's the vibe that people would be submitting?
Yeah, so for our various artist releases, it's extremely open. Whatever, it's just like a mix of anything. I know for our like solo artist releases, they might be within one of those sub releases for a particular niche, but then with the various artists compilation, it's artists from like all over the world, different niches within techno, and then it's all I try to blend it nicely within the record, and then it's just a good showcase of worldwide techno talent across the world.
Wow, that's great. And so when's the deadline for that?
End of August. Yeah. Okay. So, and you can send them to demos@onerosrecords.com.
And in case, knowing us, we're going to release this probably at some point. Can somebody submit past the date if they're listening to the podcast?
Yes. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Little window there.
There you are, Sleepless listeners. If you are listening to this and it's sometime in August, feel free to still submit. But on the point, right? So we are talking about kind of records and music. So I know you've been messing around with Suno.
Yes.
And before we get into our little samples that we've pulled together, what do you think of this do you see it as a threat, a tool, or just something to have fun with for the music industry?
For me, I think it's a bit of everything. I think it could be a threat, could be a creative tool, could help you get inspiration. I think there's a bit of everything there. I even know, I think I remember hearing, I'll have to Google this now. I think it was Universal were suing Suno.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they obviously see a threat there. I'll Google that here now. Sue AI companies for allegedly stealing copyright music. So I think that might be the thing. I think these AI things are now restricting. They can't pull or sample from music that's already out in the ether or whatever officially released. So it's interesting. They're obviously seeing some threat there, I would say.
Yeah.
The big major labels and stuff like that.
But yeah, I think like if you think about it, right? Let's say you wanted to make a techno song, you could probably get, and you kind of have, writer's block or whatever, you could definitely get a melody out of it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I think for things like that, I think it could be hugely beneficial. Like that, you're making a track, you get stuck, need a little assistance, and type in a few keywords, and boom, you got something within like 2 minutes. So Um, yeah, I think for that it's hugely beneficial.
Yeah, I think we touched on the AI stuff before we get into the sampling. A little rant here, but we touched on the AI stuff with Fashion Forward, and I think there's a hell of a lot of hype out there that it's going to take a load of jobs, blah 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 blah. But I do definitely see, like, I know with Sleepless we use it. I know for we talked about how you could use Sumo as an example. I think it will make humans a lot more efficient over time for sure, because as you said, writer's block, don't worry about it, we got it covered. Or you need something scheduled, or you need an email written, like, because you can't, you write an email and you're not sure how it reads, you can get it to read it for you. So I think there'll be a lot of efficiencies in the future.
Yeah, and I think that's the correct way to look at AI as an assistance tool. You know,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be scared of it as long as you can use it to get the best out of it to your advantage. That's what it should be there for, and go for it.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, do you want to start sharing?
Yeah, so as Rob mentioned earlier, yeah, we were sort of messing around with this website called Suno. What is it? Yeah, Suno.com is the website. And yeah, it's basically an AI generator for music, for songs. So you give it a prompt and it makes a song about that. So thought we would give it a few prompts and see what it comes back with. Maybe some funny, maybe some serious. Yeah, we'll see. I think most of mine are try to be funny. So so I guess I'll start with my one. I'll share my screen here. So I'll start with the first one. So it called the song Snow White's Trippy Adventure. And I believe the prompt I put in here was trance anthem about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs tripping on magic mushrooms, I think.
Oh, nice.
So let's see.
Oh. Jeez, you could actually play this one out.
I actually can't hear it. Oh, I might start this again because I actually can't hear it.
I can hear it.
Well, I'd like to react too, Or I might mute my microphone.
Mushrooms guide the way. Night turns into day. Wonders all around in this magic play. Faces start to change, waves of laughter run. In this land so strange, moon outshines the sun. Dragons flying high, rainbows in the air. In the blink of eye, magic everywhere. Dwarves are dancing, stars are prancing. In this trance we lose control. Lights are gleaming, we keep dreaming. In this wild enchanted.
The only thing I would say is that it gets a bit repetitive.
Night turns into day. Wonders all around in this magic play.
Yeah, this one is like over 3 minutes long. Yeah, so this is the longest one I've seen it produce, I think.
Dwarves are dancing, stars are prancing. In this trance we lose
Very Eurovision,
control.
actually.
Lights are gleaming, we keep dreaming.
Yeah. Very Eurovision. Now that I
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good though. Yeah, that was a good start. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It is cool. Okay, so I went with a Sleepless Studios version. So let's give this a go. Let me just try to get this playing from the beginning here.
What was the prompt you gave it?
I think it was Sleepless Studios. Sorry, it was Sleepless Studios lyrics like hip hop, but with a techno beat.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's give it a go.
Neon lights flash bright in the dead of the night. Creativity ignites on the city's highest flight. Neon lights flash bright in the dead of the night. Creativity ignites on the city's highest flight. Sleepless in Toronto, rhythms never slow. Where the echoes grow in the moon's soft glow. Producers mix and blend. Music has no end.
It's a good theme song for a TV show.
Could be, yeah.
New tales they transcend. From dusk till dawn we ride. In the beats we confide. In the darkness we hide.
Sleepless Studios, our guys.
Oh, bridge. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bridge.
fun.
Yeah, fun. I have a few of these, but we'll go back and forth on them.
Okay. So I'll do my next one. So what was the prompt here I gave? So the next one, it it called the song "Silent Whisper." It's probably quite fitting because the prompt I gave it was a pop song about sneakily farting in public. So let's hear what it does.
Dark night sneaks out, crowd around, no doubt. Little sound makes laugh, sneaky whispers in the draft. Walking through the space, cheeky grin on face. Hope you don't find out, secret gas without a shout. Silent whisper blowing through, no one knows just what we do. Sneaky farts, so light and free, keeping it a mystery. We wear our poker face in the lift, the crowded place. Hold it back or let it fly, undercover, no goodbye.
Very, very Kygo, actually.
Find the open
I wonder, could you convince somebody that this is a Kygo song?
Sound steps in the groove, time to make a sneaky move. Silent whisper blowing through, no one knows just what we do. Sneaky farts, so light and free, keeping it a mystery. Walking through the space, cheeky grin.
Pretty creative, considering that it's about farts.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. But sneakily farting in public.
Okay, let's go with British Grime for the Sleepless Pod. Is my screen sharing?
Yeah.
Can you,
No.
can you, hang on, let me just stop sharing. I think it's double sharing. 1 second. Okay, let's try this again. So, Sleepless Pod theme.
But with a grime twist, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
To play British Grime, as you can see, British Grime Rhythmic. I don't think it does a great job, but you can tell me what you think. Good bass line, though.
Mm.
The night so cold, so deep. Voices rise, we never sleep. Thoughts the hunt and stories deep. Sleepless pod, we climb the steep. to fade. In this dark, no masquerade. Echoes loud, we're unafraid. Sleep is just a game we played. Sleepless pod, the whispers call. Through the night we conquer all. Heavy beats and shadows fall. Sleepless pod, we stand tall.
But yeah, so
Intense.
good bass line, but not grime. It was more like, was it more like 30 Seconds to Mars?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, like newer 30 Seconds to Mars sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I have, one other I could probably play, one I made earlier. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to this one already, Robin, but so the prompt I gave it was Irish trad song about Borat from Kazakhstan.
Very nice.
Yeah. And it fittingly named the song the Kazakh Ballad. So here we go.
He's a traveler on a wild spree. Old Borat's his name, he's full of glee. With a suit so gray and a mustache brand, he brought his charm to a foreign land. From the steppes he wandered far and wide. In a nice big truck he takes in stride. Old Borat from Kazakhstan with his crazy plan. In the USA he stands, making jokes with his hands.
So, true.
In his village he's the pride,
But the
you
voice
know,
is
with his
American.
donkey friend wherever they go. He meets new folks in a funny way. Everywhere
This
he
is
spreads his pride
unfortunately.
array. With a voice that's rough but heart that's sweet, he dances wild down every street. From the steppes to cities bright, Borat brings a sheer delight. Oh, Borat from Kazakhstan with his crazy plan. In the USA he stands, making jokes with his hands.
Might have to pop the Guinness data for this.
Ooh. There we
There
go.
you go.
Oh, that's my laptop. There we go.
There we go.
Borat from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, so it's funny. So there's obviously some things that either they've rolled back because they're getting sued, but like it's not great with some things. Like I feel like when it comes to the beat and the rhythm, it's really good. Like
Yeah.
for instance, it was a grime beat, but it wasn't a grime vocal.
Right.
It was an Irish thing. It was a country song.
Right.
So obviously there's some gaps there, but maybe who knows? Maybe instead of the just if anyone's listening at the end here, do you know the way we usually do the jingle? Maybe we rip the jingle for one of these just to throw people off.
Change it up. Maybe we could. Yeah.
just for this episode. Just
for this episode, special edition episode.
Yeah. But that
yeah.
pretty much wraps it up, right?
That's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Another episode done there. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. A few updates, a little fun, and make sure to follow us on all our socials to keep up to date. And yeah, lots coming month of August. So yeah, you should definitely be following us to keep up to date.
Yeah, and we'll continue to have some really interesting people on the podcast. We've got a few lined up. And as always, sleep well.
Peace.